Hello again, and we are back for another episode of Behind the Wheel. Your host, Jordan, founder and CEO of Gen Physio, and today we have Stephanie. Any other iterations here? Welcome to the pod, Steph. Steph's one of our speechies. She's a emerging clinical supervisor and a very passionate speechie. Welcome, Steph, and thanks for being on today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Excellent. So today, really want to get to know you on a personal and professional level, really highlight the world of speech pathology, speech language pathologist, speechies, whatever we're going to go with today is such a fast-growing profession in its own right, particularly from 2019 and the rapid growth of NDIS and the funding support that our clients can now receive through speech pathology or clinicians like yourself. It's fantastic. So I'm interested to hear your experiences and your version out on the road. But before we jump into that, why speech? What brought you into the world of being a speechy? What attracted you? What was your first sort of grabbing moments?
Excellent question. I am the biggest chatterbox, which I'm sure you're going to find out. And I've just always found that, communication, it's connection with people.
Mhm.
And I think for me, the thought of people not being able to connect with others the way like I do in that kind of sense, it kind of broke my heart. And I knew that I wanted to help. And it's the same with, like swallowing and meal times. Like I come from a Greek family, if you can't tell. And so I know that, meal times are community, that's connection. And I wanted to be like a really good advocate in that space to support others to have that connection the way I connect with people as well. So that's why I'm here.
And when you say Greek, we know big Greek families,
Yes.
weddings are big, dinners, that's really important too. Do you have a big family? Are you the loudest in the group or is it just
Or
how does it work?
they give me a run for my money, that's for sure. But yeah, the big Greek family. Just like growing up, it was all, food and community, very like
Yeah.
community style meals. So the food was on the table and you serve
Yes.
yourself and stuff like that. So yes, I'm one of the loudest, maybe not the most.
So I really like that. So I guess community, family, these are really important foundational aspects in your life. And you've found that affinity or connection to how can I use my skills or learn and acquire skills to bring people who may not have that opportunity or to the level that you feel would give them the best quality of life. So that's great. So was there a moment in time that did you know that a speech pathology wasn't a career option for you? When did you first discover that and how did that come
Ooh.
about?
Yeah, good question. So, I mean, it's been a couple of things that kind of linked into my personal life with, family members being unwell and,
Mhm.
experiences with, becoming a mum and stuff like that, that I kind of realized that this was a profession. And I
Yep.
remember when I had finished my bachelor's degree, I was looking up, what to do. And I came across speech pathology because I'd heard it a little bit. And
Yep.
I remember watching like a video from one of the intakes for one of the unis. And it was just like I lit up. I was like, this is it. This is what I need to do. And I tried for years to get into this degree until they probably got sick of seeing my name pop up. And then I got in and
Persistence, I like that.
yeah, yeah, I'm
That's key.
very persistent. Yes.
Wow. So what was your undergrad? Was it in health sciences? Or did you have a background there? Was it completely different?
Completely different. So
Yeah.
I did a Bachelor of Languages and Linguistics. So I
Oh, wow.
actually did
Hardly
a lot of
different.
overseas.
I can see the
Yes.
comparison. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I did a lot of study overseas. I was in Japan for about 6 months and then I
Wow.
did
Yeah.
Greece for about maybe 1 month or something like that, studying there, just getting as much experience as I can, just,
Of
traveling while
course.
I could. And yeah, so I came out of that and kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do, had a baby in
Yeah.
between that, and then decided
Yeah.
to go into speech. So
There you go. Fantastic. And what year did you graduate? Which university did you go to? Do you highly rate them? You got any feedback?
yeah, so I graduated in 2023
Yep.
and I studied at Griffith. So I did the master's
Oh,
degree, which
great
was
uni. Yeah.
it's like 4 years crammed into 2 years. So it was very intense, especially with an 18-month-old baby. It was very tricky.
Oh,
But as you
absolutely.
said, I'm so persistent and I'm too stubborn to let things get the better of me. So I got to the end and yeah, I did it.
Now, a fellow parent, and I've got 3 kids, I can only imagine how challenging it would be to study,
Yeah.
and be raising a child at the same time. That would have been
Yes.
difficult in its own right. So hats off to you on that. I couldn't
Oh, thank you.
completely imagine how hard that would have been. But again,
Yeah.
persistence is everything. I feel, and consistency on top of that, and you're going to be able to do
Yeah.
amazing things. So fantastic. So I guess when it came to job applications and your career
Mm.
starting out as a speechy, what did that look like? And then kind of take us through in the audience of how you came on to being part of Team Gen Physio and being in the community sector.
Yeah. Um, so when I finished my degree, I was having a look around for the different types of
Mhm.
areas I wanted to work in. Wasn't super sold on like hospital work. I didn't maybe I didn't kind of vibe with how quick paced it was. And
Sure.
not that I'm like a slow pace, it was more just I love taking time to connect with people. Like connecting to people is everything to me. And so I knew I kind of wanted to be in more of like the outpatient or like, that the
Yeah. So
rehab kind of a setting.
the fun
And
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and so my first position was actually specializing in working with children who had hearing loss. So I came
Oh,
out of the degree
wow.
and specialized straight away, and it was so rewarding. I thoroughly loved my position
Yeah.
so much. It was honestly it was fantastic. I just think I knew that I wanted to branch out my skills because it was very specialized. There was only like a certain practice areas I could work
Mhm.
within.
Yes,
So
of course.
nothing wrong with with where I came from. It was amazing. It was just I knew I wanted more.
Mhm.
And again, being someone who just connects with people so passionately, I wanted to try community. Like I wanted to, when you're working and you get to go into someone's home, you get to see everything. You get to see their home life, their structure, you get to see who's there, how they operate. It's not just like, you're filling out a case history and you're just hearing it all. You get to see it. And that to me is just so much more valuable. So yeah, I came along and I'm very happy.
Fantastic. I'm really glad to hear. And I love how you talked about sort of the upsides and then maybe not so upsides with that specialization or going into perhaps a brick and mortar clinic type practice that focus on a certain area. While it's fantastic that you can actually really hone your skills into one sort of area or one main area of diagnoses and clients and really develop a strong skill set there.
Yeah.
And that's rewarding in its own right. But then the other challenge, particularly being an early career clinician, is perhaps not expanding your scope and skill sets too. But no, I like that fact that, it was really great workplace environment and you loved what you did. And
Yeah.
however, you wanted to sort of expand your horizon a little bit more as a clinician, which
Yeah.
is common for many different clinicians that we have here from all different backgrounds and different disciplines. Great. Well, look, you've kind of spelled out that community first and foremost is all about variety, and you're going to be
Yeah.
seeing clients of all different ages and backgrounds and demographics, and you're in all sorts of different home environments. My question for
Definitely.
you is, how important would it be to, or is it to you as a clinician, as a speechie, to work with a client in their own home and building a rapport with your clients? Do you feel that is valuable in helping them achieve their goals and getting results? Take me through that. You touched on it before, but
Yeah, no, I absolutely, I think 100% seeing clients in their home it's so valuable. Like I said,
Mhm.
it's an environment that they're comfortable in, and you get to see them within their context. It's not them coming
Yeah.
into, a clinical environment where you've got,
Mhm.
four white walls and you've got a sit down table. It's just like, let's go sit on your couch. Let's go sit on the floor. Let's go like
Yeah.
you'll hang out and you get to really see those kind of skills come out. And, I think it helps as well when you're thinking of like a goal setting perspective, you get to kind of see what's functional for them. I'm such a functional goal setter. I love doing things that is just like, let's make this something you can do while you're already doing life, not here's a
Yeah.
thousand pieces of paper that you've got to fill out. It's like, let's
Yeah.
make it so it integrates into your life a bit better. So definitely it's valuable.
Spoken like a true clinician here, guys, as well. And being a physio myself, doing squats while watching TV or standing on one leg while you're brushing your teeth, for the clinicians out there, that's integrating your therapy and your rehab homework into everyday life is absolutely key. Fantastic.
Yep.
What about how do you go working with other family members in the environment too and bringing them on the
Mm.
journey? Do you find that you like to just focus on the client? Do you bring other family members or carers into the picture? And how does that all work? Navigating, you've got different, you're in the home, you're seeing them in their everyday life, but then there are also other
Mm.
people involved too. How does that go for you?
Yeah, it can definitely be tricky sometimes, but
Mm,
I've gotten my skills up really well in integrating like siblings and family members. Like I
yeah,
love
good.
it. And, often what happens or what I often see is like, we'll be sitting down with maybe like a little, 4 or 5-year-old working on some speech tasks or language and, we're at home. And so the siblings want to join in and the parents are so worried that they're going to be interrupting. And the amount of times I've said, "No, it's so fine. Let them come and sit down. Let's all play together," because it's more modeling for them, it's more
Yeah,
repetitions for them. It's within their
yeah, great.
environment. You know, if I haven't met them too many times, I'm also kind of a strange person to them. So if their
Mm,
siblings joining in, it's like it's win-win-win for me. So no, honestly, I love working with other people within the home. To me, it's just more opportunities and more chance at success if we can integrate everyone. I'm like, that's fantastic. Bring them all in. Bring the cousins. Let's do
great.
it. Yeah.
100% agree with you that you're seeing siblings and family members not as barriers, but as more
Mm,
facilitators
yeah.
to therapy and working in ways to engage with them because you're only there for a given amount of time for the
Mm,
consult length, whether it be 45 to 60 minutes, whatever that looks like, but they're there for hours on top of
yeah.
that every day. So if there's any way that they can assist and incorporate some of the therapy or homework into how they
Mm,
interact, that's only going to be an advantage for you and the client. So also there's going to be
absolutely.
that rapport building. You mentioned that it's their home and their siblings, and you're the perhaps stranger is probably a strong word, but you're the outsider coming in, and so you want to have more of a client who's relaxed and engaged, rather than and doing that the best way is bringing
Mm,
in, I guess, fellow household members and bringing their
yeah,
guards down. Fantastic.
for
So
sure.
we're talking about all fun things community here. Obviously, we're very biased that Gen Physio is all about community and only community. While we love all aspects of allied health, we know what we do well and where we are at. So we've talked about the home environment. We've talked about your progression
Mm,
and passion in communication and family and meal times and all really key aspects of being a speech. You've gone through your journey there. I
mm,
guess my question to you would be a moment that gave you a lot of joy or a really rewarding moment that you've had in
mm.
the community as a speechy. Could you give the audience overview of one maybe standout moment, no matter how big or small, but it was a rewarding moment for you and the client?
Yeah, I find these things so hard to pinpoint because I I'm a very happy person and I find joy in absolutely everything that I do and all my interactions with people, but maybe not something super specific, but I find for me like the most memorable thing that I do or like intervention is kind of like integrating with or supporting family members like along their journey, like being able to kind of like integrate with them. And obviously that encompasses, doing like specific things with intervention. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like for me, like that biggest measure is just seeing how the family's feeling, like how are they engaging with family? Like, are they seeing the benefits? Do they kind of enjoy it? And for me, that's so important. And to me, that's what I always find so memorable is when you have clients that are just like, oh, we're so happy to see you, Stephanie, or like, they've been talking about doing speech. And like, to me,
Yeah, great.
that's a win, because they want to kind of
Engaged.
engage
Mm.
um, and, doing like maybe even functional things that they hadn't done before. So I, help clients maybe prep for an interview because that's social communication or
Mm.
even just having a phone call, things like that. And seeing them kind of do that or be brave enough to do it. To me, I'm just like, I'm so proud. It makes me so happy. So I think it's like all the little wins and all those little things that that makes me happy in this memory. So yeah.
So in general, I'm just taking that rewarding on a day-to-day basis, where no
Yeah,
matter how
for
big
sure.
or small the the wins are. It's getting that connection to the client, and I guess seeing the client engage and look forward to their therapy sessions.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's always, speaking from, as a physio, but any allied health professional, that's always a positive moment that you've got a client who's bought in
Yeah.
to what we're trying to do here, and they believe in you, and that's really critical. They
Yeah.
say that allied health professionals are one profession, if not the profession, that spends the most time with clients in their health journey. If you think
Yeah.
about it as a GP, 6 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes if you're lucky.
Mm.
They're very short snapshots that they get to have with their clients. So we're quite fortunate that we have a lot longer time. And so there are other elements that we need to bring into the consultation. And it's not just straight facts and intervention and
Yeah.
numbers and outcomes and goals, but it's all the extra that we've talked about. So that's really, really exciting. So
Yeah.
made for community. Well, that's what we want to hear. So on the rewarding moments, which, we couldn't pinpoint
Mm.
exactly one other than day to day rewarding here. I love that. But perhaps maybe a really challenging moment, something that you came across
Mm.
that perhaps threw you for six, was a bit of a curveball and something you had to think quick on your feet potentially. Is there any
Yeah.
moment that comes to life for you?
I think probably most professions experience this, everyone, or they all have their challenges, but I think engagement can sometimes be tricky.
Mm, okay.
Everyone's so unique. And, part of my job is to kind of challenge clients because, like, if what I was asking them to do was easy, then they probably wouldn't need me at the end of the day. So
Yep.
I think
True.
sometimes it can be challenging to kind of get, you know, clients engaged or, if we've got busy little people and, trying to do
Mm,
that. And I think it's just about like adapting and, taking it slow and kind of like finding what suits them.
yeah.
So definitely the challenging thing can sometimes just be getting that involvement with what you're doing. And once it kind of builds momentum or that like, they're used to seeing you and stuff like that, like it's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say engagement can be hard.
Look, and that's and just talking about the importance of engagement and how critical that is, that not everyone is going to, I guess, respond in the same way. And that's where
Mm.
your experience and working to adapt is key. But certainly there are always going to be challenges in that play, whether it's the client
Yes.
itself or, distracting other things going on in the house. When it comes to engagement, is there a client age group in particular, or is there anything that you're finding more challenging? We're talking, you mentioned like busy little kids who kind of not understanding perhaps what we're trying to do here as therapy, or is there, yeah, and is there any technique that you find that works well to get in there, or what are the couple things you would try as a speechy if someone else was listening to improve engagement? Is there anything that's
Yeah.
works for you, or any tips for the listeners?
Absolutely. So look, I definitely think, working with little people, like it can be challenging. When we're thinking about working in a home, there's lots of distractions. Like I was saying, sometimes there's
Yeah,
other siblings,
yeah,
sometimes there's, a dog, sometimes maybe they just can't sit for too long or the TV's on or, there's lots of things going on. And so that can be super challenging. Um, for me, I love to just take a step back with what I'm doing and
yeah, good.
kind of have a look at what's going on. If the distraction is the sibling, bring them into the space, like see how we can
Mm-hmm.
utilize it. Try and use it, like you said, as a facilitator. What can we
Yeah,
do like there? If they're needing breaks every 5 minutes to stand up, let's stand up every 5 minutes and have a quick
yeah,
break. But
good.
let's, we'll sing a song or something whilst we're doing it, kind of
Yeah.
to me, it's like, you come in with your plan and then there's the reality of what happens. And I think it's just about being flexible and just going, yeah, we can pivot on the fly. That's totally fine. If we need to have a song and dance halfway through our session, then we're going to have a song and dance halfway through our session. That's cool. Like, so I think just being flexible and, having a rough idea, but just knowing that it's probably never ever going to go exactly how you've got it in your head.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, great words of wisdom there. So I like that. I like that. And what I took from that as well is that sort of child directed therapy rather
Mm.
than
Yeah.
telling. It's, here are some options. What would you like to do? And we're going to stand up. Okay, let's incorporate this. It's very much flowing rather than fighting it to go upstream to be perfect and what you want to deliver. I think every clinician can relate to going in with a strong plan and then finding out, it gets turned upside down, or you got to pivot halfway through or multiple times. That's whether you're a community clinician or not. They're the challenges that you seem to have to go through on a more than regular basis. So I guess it's being able to think on your feet and assess the situation and being able to navigate that in a way that we're still getting some interventions here, but also not fighting the client as well, or going in the opposite direction. So
for sure.
Really like that. Now, when it comes to tools, all us clinicians have got a bag of tricks up our sleeve, whether it's dumbbells, TheraBand, whether it's a mirror from Lauren, whether it's can be a myriad of different things. What would be your, I guess, go-to bag of tricks when it comes to equipment or tools, or an intervention that you find that's quite powerful or you've noticed good results with that you come back to more frequently?
I often, so like I say, if I'm prepping for a session, I'll, take a look at what worked last time. I'll always make it salient. So I'll check out what the kid likes or what the person likes, what are their interests, because, you're going to get engagement if it's salient, if it's relevant, if it's of interest to them. So I always kind of pack, but like I said, I try and keep that flexible mindset. I'm like, if we need to pivot, we need to pivot. But often I actually find using what the client has is also really valuable because they already have it in their home. If they have something, you can show them different ways you can incorporate it, and they don't have to go and buy anything. They've already got this tool like within their home. So obviously thinking about like little kids in this
examples
example.
for us.
So I think that's just like a good way to do it. Just like I said, you come in with a bit of a plan, but if they're so interested in playing dolls, you scratch what you've got. We're playing dolls today. It's like, that's amazing. We can work it in with there. And, same with, I have like a lot of young adults or teenagers. Same thing. You just you want to find what's like salient for them, what works for them. But in terms of specific things, if we're talking little kids, I love cause and effect toys. So, it could be like a bubble or something like that where, we might say ready, set, and then you want to pause before that because you're inviting them to go, go, or, you're kind of getting them to like request that from you in like a really safe way. And if they can't do it, you just do it anyway and you keep modeling. So it's like they know that when they say ready, set, the bubbles are to come after. So there's the cause and effect. So I think they're great, those types of tools. Yeah.
I think just I'm thinking back to my own kids then, that they absolutely love it. Press a button, something happens. They just absolutely love it. I was just walking out the door this morning and they got little Spider-Man walkie-talkies for Christmas, and, they're pressing buttons and doing this and doing that. And I loved, that cause and effect. If I do this, then this happens. So till the batteries die out, that's what us parents
might
have
drive
got
the parents a bit crazy, but it's good for therapy.
Intervention tool, it's a solid tick. Great. Okay. And, we've gone through a few of our questions here. Let's maybe a personal one for you. Maybe something that we don't know about you, Steph. Have you got an interesting side passion, hobby, a hidden talent, something you'd be comfortable sharing to the audience?
Absolutely. Did you see my face light up? So 3 things people probably
lit up a
don't
lot
know
for the
about
ones
me.
listening. Lit up a lot.
I'm so excited to share. 3 things. My first one is I actually play the drums. So I'm a bit of a drummer.
Oh, wow.
Not in a band or anything. I literally just play for myself because it just satisfies my soul and I absolutely love it.
Have you got a set for us as the camera can move, or is that in a different room?
I can't quite get it, but I do have an electric kit, so I can play while the kids are asleep,
nice.
Which is good. So
you got the headphones
I have been told
on.
It's still,
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, I've been told it's still quite loud because I hit it really hard, but that's fine.
Okay, hidden talent.
My second thing is I love playing video games, and my third
fellow
thing
gamer.
is I'm
What games
100%.
are we talking about? Like I had to give that up. Start of last year, it was the third kid coming along with everything else. I cried for a few moments, but I was
Oh
pretty
no.
solid all the way through. It was that all like gym. I couldn't, the gaming late at night is, when the kids are down and
Look.
you've only, the partner's snoring in bed and you're like, let's get a quick hour in, and then it goes to 2 hours and then you've got to get up and then function. Yeah. But is there any
Yeah.
standout for your type of games that stand out for you? You're not in the
Hmm.
hardcore first person shooters, I hope, or you're Minecrafting, or what are we? You are
Um,
Battlefield. I thought so.
no, I love a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I love co-op games. I love being able to play someone, or
Yeah.
like, true
Good.
co-op games where you
Yeah.
actually have to work together. Don't mind a
Yeah.
bit of first-person shooters, but I
Okay.
also love your open world games,
RPGs,
story-based,
things like that.
turn-taking,
Yep.
anything like that. I'll give pretty much anything a go. Maybe apart from horror, I'm a bit of a chicken, so probably
Oh
not.
no, the horror. Yeah, they're good. Resident Evils. Okay.
They're very good, but I'll watch someone play.
Yep. Love it. Okay. I like that. A fellow gamer. That's always interesting. Love to talk. We could talk hours about that, but we'll go back to the clinical side. Need to bring an allied health game. But okay. So any other hobbies or passions or talents outside of that? You seem like you've got a few, but drumming, gaming,
Yeah.
that's going to keep you busy as a
Oh,
parent in its own right.
always does, 100%. I love Lord of the Rings. That's probably like a little hidden thing of me. I'm obsessed with Lord of the Rings.
Great.
Um, but no,
Well,
look, I
you're a
love hanging out with
90s child, that's why, surely. Were you late 80s or 90s?
late 90s. Yeah.
Late 90s. Okay. So you're on I'm 1990, so Lord of the Rings was a big deal. And it
Oh,
obviously was for that generation coming through after us. So
it
I'm glad it's
does.
still staying strong.
I have a signed photo right next to me of Billy Boyd. I love it
Wow.
so much. Yeah, it's so
Okay, big
cool.
fan.
Big fan, yeah.
Oh, great. All right, Steph, on to the quick fire round. So this is the
Okay.
being community, being in our car, being in clients'
Mhm.
homes. I love this round because it kind of gives us a little bit insights on how you operate on a day to day. But is there a lunch or go to place, restaurant, cafe, McDonald's? I hope not, but it is for some. What would be your go to lunch each day out on the road?
If I'm out on the road, I love stopping for a little bit of sushi because it's super quick
Sushi's the
and you can eat
best.
it
Yeah,
really fast in your
you
car.
can.
Yeah,
Love
that'd
that.
probably be my go-to.
Sushi train, or you're just like a good little Japanese place that you can get a couple like rolls out of and away you go sort of thing?
Yeah, probably just somewhere
Yeah,
I could just stop in and grab some rolls, just real quick,
yeah,
while we've got a couple of minutes.
yeah. I love that. Healthy. I'm lactose intolerant, so there's not going to be any dairy. It's quick,
Yes.
so I'm big sushi fan. Love it. What about coffee orders? What's your coffee choice? Number one.
So people think I'm a little bit crazy because I actually don't drink coffee.
You're another
I
one. I
have,
think Olivia was the same
yeah,
too. Yeah,
I
that
have,
hats off to you.
well,
And a
I have too
parent.
much
That's
energy. Yeah.
okay.
No, I just can't do it. I'd go for a hot chocolate if anything, but
Yeah.
it would send me through the roof if I started with
So
coffee. So I'll stick to my hot
special
chockies when we need
occasions,
it.
weddings,
Yeah.
espresso martinis. Other than that, day to day, go to hot chocolates. I love it. And a
100%.
phrase you say often in the car, or something that you catch yourself saying often in the community.
I often find myself saying to clients or families, like, you got this. Like, you got this. Not in like a condescending way, just
Mm,
you got this. Like, it's all good, you got this. It's probably like the most common thing I
power to
say,
you.
but
For the positive
yeah, I'm
vibes, you got
like,
to give it. Yeah,
that's to me. Like, we'll take it down a notch. We're gonna be
yeah.
relaxed. It's all good, you got this. I always say that.
Okay, love it. Okay, and what about your dream road trip destination? Given that we've spent a lot of time on the road, we're community allied health professionals. If you could do it, but on a holiday version, where would that be?
I would like to, and hopefully will this year, drive through New Zealand.
Ah,
I'm
yes.
so keen. Yes, I feel like you might remember our
Yes, I do
conversation, me
remember we
planning it
chatted about
in the
that.
office.
Yes. Planning with Grace on fellow New
Yes.
Zealanders. There's a few around here in the office. They're good. They're
Yep.
good. We need more of them.
100%. Yeah, I would do New Zealand and to see all the beautiful sights, but I really want to go see Hobbiton and all the
I love
workshops and
that.
everything
Yeah.
with Lord of the Rings. It checks out.
So I guess getting in the car and doing a road trip style will definitely maximize your exposure to beautiful New Zealand. Something I haven't
Sure.
done yet, but I know my sister has, and Yeah, spoke highly of it. Fantastic. Great. And
Yeah.
last but not least, your one tip for a fellow speechy that's starting out here at Gen Physio or starting out in the community anywhere. What would be one tip you would give them as a new starter into the community setting,
Well, besides you got this, um,
apart from that?
I think it would just be to trust that, like if they're just starting out, just to trust that you're eventually going to trust yourself. I think imposter syndrome is really big in
Mm,
like a lot of allied health
oh,
professions.
absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
but I think that, like speech is like, you'll always know more than you think you do. And,
Yeah.
that's why the training we go through is so hard because
Yeah.
like you're meant to come out of it a health professional. And it's just like,
Yeah.
just trust that even if you do, like you will know what you're talking about, you will know all that stuff. But if it's specifically for community, just make sure you put sunscreen on your driver's sidearm because you're going to be doing a lot of driving.
Ah, true. Especially with
Yeah,
Steph, she's hanging her arm outside the car, showing off the guns, working on the 10 for New Zealand. Well, you don't need one
that's
over
it.
there, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Great. Well, Steph, really good to have you on the podcast on the
thank
episode
you.
today. Really enjoyed getting to know you more personally and professionally. Can see
Oh,
you've
me
got a great
too.
energy about you. Is that
Oh.
you yourself? Is that the Greek in you? Is that a bit of both? I'd probably say Greek maybe because you're bringing good vibes. No, but I love that, and they're
Oh,
really
thank
important
you.
to I mean, you've shared some great tips for fellow speechies that may be listening to this, or clinicians or referrers are just wanting to understand a little bit more on how our speechies operate within the community and how we could help their clients. So appreciate your time on the show, and
Oh,
we'll
thank
have
you.
to get you on again sometime in the future, maybe
Uh,
2027. You'll be
Anytime.
first up.
Anytime at all. Like I said, I was the MC at my dad's wedding, so I'm more than happy to talk till you kick me off.
Well, if I need somebody to cover, you can host the next one, right?
For
Sounds
sure,
good. Thumbs up
100%.
there, audience. There was a thumbs up. All right, let's finish it there. Thank you so much, Steph, and
Thank
all the
you.
best. Bye
Thank
now,
you.
guys. Thanks for listening.